It's Sunday, and we're gonna do a little stream. I kind of just got inspired to do something a little different. But I've been working on the intro to the network video, and I'm kind of getting somewhere with it. I still got a lot of work to do on it, but if it turns out like I imagine, it might be very nice and very compelling. Let's take a look at what we got so far.
When you see something like Terminator, you think that's a movie? No, the art's imitating life. That's all predictive programming.
When I say literally, I mean...
Sorry, let's get this on the screen for us here. So I'm incorporating some actual video footage with drawings, so here we go.
When you see something like Terminator, you think that's a life. That's all predictive programming.
When I say literally, I mean stuff in Star Trek, you know, the Borg come to assimilate everybody. That's art imitating life.
Just like we saw in the movie Avatar, that's what voodoo is. So you watch the Hunger Games, that's action.
By the way, they had a RoboCop back in the 80s.
Talk about predictive programming. Simpsons also predicted it. It looked like something out of Terminator. Rubbing their hands together like villains do in criminology, not just in movies.
It's not just movies like James Bond, Spectre that are telling the truth. No, my friends, it's films like The Last Captain America.
See that movie, The Blob? Basically like that, but in slow motion.
It's like the movie Alien, and it really freaked me out.
It's called predictive programming, like Captain Planet. Well, it's just like that movie, The Shooter.
And just like in cartoons
It's just
and
like,
movies,
you know, the movies with the
It's just
devil.
like in an old spy movie. It's all predictive programming.
in cartoons and
That's
movies, exactly what scientists believe it'll look like.
And then when you're watching that movie, you're like, oh, that historically happened, that happened. And then Jack Bauer does it on the TV show 24.
Just like you see in the movie Ten Commandments. Just like in the movie Hurt Locker.
Just like in the movie that's an excellent movie, The Island.
Children of Men, why there's no more babies. The sperm's all sterile, all pretty stabbed.
You saw The Running Man?
And they're scared of us getting together, just like in the movie. Is it Ants or is it Bug's Life? And they would go in there, and there's just all these people like a zombie movie.
It's just like out of the movie that's based on a true story.
And I watch it, and it's like something out of a science fiction
It's
movie.
just like in the old 30s and 40s movies that Indiana Jones was a remake of. The ceiling starts collapsing with spikes. There are a lot of temples around the world that actually have stuff like that in them.
Hollywood.
By the way, I've been in Hollywood movies. I've been around.
Hollywood.
I've actually been offered jobs and voiceovers in Hollywood.
Edowood.
I mean, I've been in some big Hollywood films.
Oh my
I've been
God.
in 2 big Hollywood productions.
Hollywood people who have been in underground caves in England in satanic orgies.
I've been in the most elite Hollywood parties there are.
Hollywood, it's Hollywood.
Celebrities are hot because baby blood. Donald Trump is saving us from satanic pedo scum. What do you think? He looks like shit because he refuses to put baby blood against his lips. Why is his name all over Epstein's list? Because he's been paying all that
So that's what I'm working with. Doing those things. I want to do some more time-lapse drawings. I should do a Celine. So we need time-lapse drawings. Maybe some kind of a Celine one. Celine one. What other kind of time lapse? Oh, I was gonna do like the film camera / film set. And there's a few more things. Oh, we also got Lionel. Lionel. Do I still have pictures of Lionel? details. Okay. HIJKL. He doesn't have a folder. Where could he be? Ref pics. I'm sure I've drawn Lionel. Before. Actually, this is back in bank since LinkedIn. There I do final vids, fish oil, fish people. Says gorilla. Here's the thing. What is here's the thing? Sweary Carey. I thought I drew fucking Lionel. Lionel? I don't know. Well, I had another kind of strange idea. I want to play around with the editor, and I'm going to procrastinate. So I'm going to do something other than Knowledge Fight right now. So I just saw this very funny fight video. And there's a couple very funny moments in it that I wanted to re-examine. And it also fascinated me with the sounds. I actually want to go and collect sound bites from it, because it just all sounded very musical. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Oh, get away from my water.
So this old couple, this man and this woman are drunk and belligerent, and they're tearing apart a little shop, a little convenience store. And then this guy got sick of it, and he shoved him out, pushed him out of the store, shoved him on the ground, and then they got up and started fighting, and then fighting back. So they're scrapping. And the drunk guy does something very funny here. That. And it's just the way everything's going fast, and then for a moment it's just slow motion. It's that little whoop. So this let's jump at that. I don't know what that guy's saying. I don't speak Scottish. So that sound is great. I just want to like get that. Just gonna save that. It's over there, and then
Oh, get away from my mother. Oh. Oh, get away from my mother. 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 Get away from my. Get away from my mother. They're just ready to shoot me as well. They're just ready to shoot me as well.
What's happening here? Yeah, big man, I don't like them.
Get away from my motor.
There's nothing happening here. You use one more country life.
Carissimo amor. 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 Carissimo amor, carissimo amor, carissimo amor. Amor, carissimo amor, carissimo amor, carissimo amor. Carissimo amor. Amor. Carissimo amor. Amor. Carissimo 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 amor. Amor. Carissimo 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 amor. 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 Carissimo 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 amor. Amor. Carissimo amor. Amor. Carissimo amor. Amor. Carissimo amor. Carissimo Carissimo amor. Carissimo amor. Carissimo amor.
All right, I have no idea what he's saying. And, yeah, I'm getting bored of this. So, we can get back on track, maybe. This intro has gotten out of hand. But I think it's going to be very cool and interesting. Take this for example. What if I can take this clip of Alex talking and instead of just having him look all normal like, what if we projected him onto the ceiling? So how would I do this? I'm going to open it up in Fusion. And the media in... Do I got the right clip here? I want it to be the compound clip. Media in compound clip. Why is it doing it like that? Oh, because this compound clip has effects put to it, but not the individual tracks within inside of it. So let's do this. I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to decompose it. I'm going to highlight these two, paste, apply video attributes. Okay.
They're scared of us getting...
And then I will make them back into a compound clip. Then I'll open them in Fusion. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to try a little tricky trick. This might get really out of hand, and I might have to do these like a shot at a time, depending on the, like, I don't know, like basically open up a new project, just do this one shot, and then render it back in. Because if I do this 100 times, it's going to take a lot of space. But let's do it. What we need is 3D render. We need... Do we need merge 3D? We need shape 3D. Yeah, I guess we need a 3D merge. And then that goes into there. Okay, so the shape... Torus? No, let's do like a plane. But we're going to transform the plane. Actually, here we go. So instead of being like that... Nope. Zero that out. There we go. The Z. Let's also move it to the top of the screen. Change that Z value. Or no, X. I keep saying Z. X rotation. All right. And let's just go over here and see what that's done. Okay, cut his head off. Don't want to quite do it like that. Oh, I see. So that was my Y translation. Keep it like that. Let's tilt him even a little more and make the scale a bit bigger. Okay. So now with this, I can also move this part around. We can put it up on the ceiling. Maybe stretch it out a little more. And then we'll change the composite mode so that it looks like it's being projected. Hard light. I kind of like this color burn one.
Man, and they're scared of us getting together, just like in the movie. Is it ants or is getting together in the movie? Ants or is?
Yeah, nice. Can I copy all this onto this one? I believe I can. Let's try that. But this one, I'm going to change the shape a little bit. Nice. Okay. So, actually, I don't need a copy of media out. There we go. What's the problem? Okay, I gotta do the same thing I did before. So I don't want this to go to Fusion until after I've applied these crops and things. So let's go back in Fusion and delete all that. All right. Just turn this into a compound clip. Then open it in Fusion. So now we got our shit here. All right. So this time shape is a plane. But we're going to put this one, let's reset all these to 0. This one we're going to turn to the wall on the side. So it's going to look like it's hovering over the wall. So let's decrease the size a little bit. Okay, lock XYZ. Let's not. Let's try widening. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I'll rotate it a little more.
Call the Running Man.
Okay, I'll do the same with this. Turn it into a compound clip first. Open it in Fusion. Let's just get those same settings. But this time, we're just gonna go negative. Wait, what is it? Oh, yeah. Clear that 0. Like that. Let's lower it down a little bit. Let's crank that a little bit. Just eyeballing this, and it's close, but I'd like a little more of that angle. Let's see. All right, with our shape, this time, let's rotate the x-axis. We're gonna put him on the floor. Stretch him out. More floor. Something like that. Yeah, Z wouldn't do anything, would it? All right.
And they would go in. There's just all these people like
Out of the movie that's based on a true story.
of the on a true like in there. There's always a movie that's based on a true story. Older 40s movies that get I've been in Hollywood movies. I've been around. Hollywood. I've actually been offered jobs in voiceovers in Hollywood. I mean, I've been in some big Hollywood films. Oh.
We're gonna do a quick render down and see how that worked out. We're gonna do a render down and see how that worked out. We will replace our old test video. Repeal and replace. When I'm doing a lot of test renders, and before, a lot of times I would my folders would get clogged up with all these weirdly labeled test videos that occasionally I would want to keep some of them because they were tests and they passed the test with flying colors, so they ended up being the best version that I had. So then I would just get too disorganized. So now, if the test is the one I want to keep, then I'm just going to relabel it, but only have one test video. That's a good plan. So looks like this is going to take a while to render. So while we do that, we could throw back the pod on from where we left it off in the night before. We were listening to the latest Fighting Knowledge. Yeah, 9:57.
On here, which is that Alex doesn't have the same
Yes.
Alex decides that he's going to do a parody of that, but about Michelle Obama. You know,
Wild.
He calls her.
He's going to use the yeah.
Nobody knew where Big Mike came from. He just drifted into town and stayed all alone. If he said much to Big Mike, just said hi. He's Big Mike. You know, they say he got in a fight over a Cajun queen in New Orleans. Yep. I've got to actually get the lyrics from that because I'm going from memory and then rewrite it for Big Mike. In fact, today I'm going to get in the studio. I'm going to rewrite Jimmy Dean's Big John. I'm going to get it right because just me joking around last night was viral on Instagram and Twitter, millions of views, you know, all this other stuff. We're going to do an official ode to Jimmy Dean and Big John, Big Mike. I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to nail it. We're going to get it done. Oh, boy. Okay, I got more of those. There's so many of these. I have over 20 of these bad boys.
So many of these clips he's got to get to. So, like, I think that there's this is the attempt to, like, make your own humor off this.
Sure.
And it feels desperate. It's the opposite of what that Lil Jon felt like.
Yeah.
Like, that felt breezy and, like, actually mildly self-effacing, but also celebratory.
Totally.
This just feels like desperate. And Alex like, oh, we got a little bit of attention for this bigotry that I packaged in a song parody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put more effort into that.
Yeah, you got to so here's the thing, right? You got to recognize when the joke is beating you, you know? And so he's not recognizing that because if you did that, if you recognize that, then you've got to do like a writer's room situation. Like the moment Obama killed with a dick joke, you have to be in the office the next morning like, how are we going to talk about this? Because if we just allow Alex to go off the dome, we're going to get this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is worse than nothing.
Worse than pretending it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your job when you're Alex is probably just move on.
Power through.
Yeah.
Power through, yeah.
Nothing is a good response.
Yeah.
So Roger Stone comes in, and he's talking about how all the polls that are saying that Harris and Walz are popular, they are not real. Because there's some trustworthy places that he gets his news from.
Oh, boy.
Trump is actually now beginning to move ahead in a number of the key polls that I do trust. The odds makers in Las Vegas, who we both know are virtually never wrong, now moving him several points ahead in terms of his likeliness to win the election.
Yeah, sure. You go to Gallup, I got a bookie. I know a bookie.
I mean, I don't know. I think he's misunderstanding generally. Now, my understanding of how odds makers work is that they are not like putting their finger on the scale. Their idea is they want to set it up so that they can win a
maximize profit.
Yeah.
It's a commercial industry.
Yeah, so like the idea would be like, oh, if there's putting that more on there, it'd be like, oh, there's 10-1 odds for Trump because not enough people are betting on it. Maybe I'm wrong.
There's a need to make sure the House comes out ahead whenever you're making these books, whenever you're making these odds.
Right.
That's built into the science of it.
Right.
Whereas people who are doing polling are doing polling.
Yeah, you want to kind of have like the same amount of money on both sides of the bet. And so you adjust the odds to the place where people will put the same. That is nuts.
It's like him doing a commercial and a prayer.
Yeah. I got a guy who tells me what the real straight dope is. Yeah.
So the odds are going up for Trump, though.
Sure.
Because RFK is on board.
Okay.
And he's got buzz.
I don't know.
And I think he can help Trump in many ways. But he does have a buzz out there. He does have his group, the support he does have for himself. While it's still nationally in single digits, he does somewhat better among younger voters. I do think they will follow him. I do think they respect him. I think just as Tulsi Gabbard joining the Trump campaign, the Trump effort, is seismic. That is a huge development.
Is that seismic?
I forgot who Tulsi Gabbard actually was for a second.
And I think anybody who's paying attention assumed that she supported Trump even when she was running as a Democrat.
Yeah, I thought that was. I thought that was where she. I thought that was her whole.
Yeah,
shtick.
people didn't. I don't think it's a seismic shift.
Do people support her, or is she just like an avatar?
I think right-wing folk, a lot of them support her.
Okay.
I think that, it's the I left the left kind of support.
Sure. I mean, I think the confusion I have is like the idea of these people are going to follow RFK, which doesn't make sense to me because I always thought that RFK was like the avatar for which they put their dissatisfaction with the rest of the choices. And gave him that. Not like, oh, well, we're going to follow him. Once he is no longer the representative of dissatisfaction, then he is dead to them, right?
Some percentage.
Right. That has to be.
There will be that fall off.
Because who is like, well, oh, Captain Mike, asshole, let's do this.
People who are diehard Kennedy stans.
That is a thing?
People who love the family. They can't get enough of it. American royalty, baby.
Oh man! Hey, there are people who still love the to him.
There's got to be some small amount that Trump will get from that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that RFK's relevance comes down to funny headlines.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
His willingness to say weird shit. Yeah.
And so I don't know how much buzz that's really going to generate for Trump. In the same way that like Tulsi Gabbard, like she's primarily popular with like Jimmy Dore types, Tim Pool types.
Right.
We're already going to support Trump.
Yeah, they were.
This isn't breaking any new ground, really.
Mm-mm.
So, it would though.
What
if Tim Walz and J.D. Vance had a debate? That would be fun.
Oh boy.
Or what if Kamala Harris and Trump had a debate?
Oh God.
We need debates.
I don't want any
The other thing
debates.
I really want to see, Alex, in all honesty, is a J.D. Vance Tim Walz debate. I mean, get me the popcorn. This will be a classic because it really would be a contrast between two completely different political philosophies. I think J.D. Vance is underrated as Trump's running mate. I think his moment in this race is going to come. His defining moment is going to come, which will prove that he was, in fact, the right choice. I really want to see both of these debates. I think that with Obama moving his top operatives into the Kamala Harris campaign to try to take control of it, you're going to have some friction there. But they have to be thinking about how she can dodge debates because the debates are fraught with peril for her. Trump is a championship debater. He proved in the debate with Biden that he can be disciplined, that he can be focused. He didn't take the bait, even though in his few lucid moments during the debate, Biden tried to bait him. That was a triumphant debate. He was not good. He was excellent.
And I totally agree. And I think as bad as Biden is, Kamala will be worse. That's why I actually don't think she'll debate. I mean, she showed up twice in the last 2 nights for a minute and a half each time and reads off a teleprompter just to say a few words and looked like a deer in the headlights.
She's agreed to multiple debates. But also...
she's got an advantage over Biden, too, in that she is alive.
Mm-hmm.
That is usually helpful in that.
Yeah, I do think I would like to watch the debate between Walz and Vance because you have, like, very likable versus...
Oh, my God.
What is this? Unlikable person.
I will say that Vance will have... his moment will come. And if he steps up to that moment... I will give you $10 billion.
Here's the premise that I agree with.
Yeah.
Roger's saying that his time will come, which implies that it hasn't yet.
Right.
And that I agree with.
Right, exactly.
That whatever impact he's supposed to have has not happened yet.
No. But there will be a moment where everyone truly sees Vance. And I do not think that they are going to get the response that they think they are.
No, but it's nice for Roger to hold out hope.
Good luck.
Now, I do think that when you have Roger Stone on the day after Obamas give speeches at the DNC, and he needs to lead with, "I was wrong."
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah. He probably should, but
It's
there's
been a
no real talk of that.
It's been a long time since I've heard anybody say they were wrong, to be honest.
I've been predicting Michelle Obama was going to take over the party. Oh, no, she gave a nomination congratulatory speech for Harris.
I could see the angle that I could take, that I would see taking if I was Roger Stone, is I would be like, did you see the two speeches? They both had the keynote speeches. They both got the best review. Blah, 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 blah. They're the old fucking Bombas. They already run everything. The party is theirs. Did you hear them talk? And the way everybody masturbated rapturously?
I guess that's a way that Roger could try to save face,
Yeah,
but that's not what he predicted.
No. Agreed.
That's not what it wouldn't work for me, but it might work for Alex.
It's the best. It's the best I can come up with, having less than 40 seconds to think about it.
Yeah. So Alex goes to some calls after Roger leaves, and this one caller, I think he misunderstood some of the chants at the DNC.
All right.
I don't have cable television, but I was able to see enough clips, I think. And, to be honest, one of the biggest takeaways I have, not just from the laughable speakers and the normal lies, but everyone chanting "do something," right? Everyone chanting "do something." Well, I think it's no surprise to anybody that the Democrats have had long enough to do something, right? And the hypocrisy of it all is the fact that the one man that actually did something and has done something over the last 12 plus years is the very person that they claim to hate, the very person that they claim to be running against.
So during Michelle's speech, there was a chant of "do something."
Okay.
And it was not the audience chanting, "I demand you do something."
Right.
It was in response to her saying, "Don't just sit around and talk. We need to do something."
Sure.
Like, if we want to make a change in politics, we want to make sure that we win this election.
Sure.
Do something.
Right.
Don't just talk. Do something. And so people chanted, "Do something."
Sure.
But it was not like an indictment of you, Michelle,
No.
you do something.
Oh, okay.
And that's the way it seems to be being presented in the conversation with Alex.
I would also have appreciated a nice reverse threat, out of it. Like, hey, do something, huh? What do you got? I'm fucking Michelle. Do something.
When you see something like Terminator, you think that's a movie? No, the art's imitating life. That's all predictive programming.
When I say literally, I mean stuff in Star Trek,
When you see something like Terminator, you think that's a movie? No, the art's imitating life. That's all predictive programming.
When I say literally, I mean stuff in Star Trek, the Borg come to assimilate everybody. That's art imitating life.
Just like we saw in the movie Avatar, that's what voodoo is.
So you watch the Hunger Games, that's actually the plan. By the way, they had a RoboCop back in the 80s. Talk about predictive programming.
Simpsons also predicted it. It looked like something out of Terminator. Rubbing their hands together like villains do in criminology, not just in movies.
It's not just movies like James Bond Spectre that are telling the truth.
No, my friends, it's films like The Last Captain America. See that movie, The Blob? It's basically like that, but in slow motion. It's like the movie Alien, and it really freaked me out.
It's called predictive programming, like Captain Planet. Well, it's just like that movie, The Shooter.
And just like in cartoons
It's just
and
like,
movies.
the movies with the
It's just
devil.
like in an old spy movie.
It's all predictive programming.
In cartoons and movies. That's exactly what scientists believe it'll look like.
And then when you're watching that movie, you're like, oh, that historically happened. That happened. And then Jack Bauer does it on the TV show 24.
Just like you see in the movie Ten Commandments.
Just like in the movie Hurt Locker.
Just like in the movie that's an excellent movie, The Island. Children of men, why there's no more babies. The sperm's all sterile. All predictive programming.
World War Z. Is this part of predictive programming?
Kind of like Gladiator where they stab.
You saw The Running Man? And they're scared of us getting together, just like in the movie. Is it Ants or is it A Bug's Life?
And they would go in there, and there's just all these people like a zombie movie. It's just like out of the movie that's based on a true story.
And I watch it, and it's like something out of a science fiction movie.
It's just like in the old 30s and 40s movies that Indiana Jones was a remake of. The ceiling starts collapsing with spikes. There are a lot of temples around the world that actually have stuff like that in them.
Hollywood.
By the way, I've been in Hollywood movies. I've been around.
Hollywood.
I've actually been offered jobs and voiceovers in Hollywood.
Edowood.
I mean, I've been in some big Hollywood films.
Oh, my God.
I've been in 2 big Hollywood productions with major roles.
I've talked to high-level Hollywood people who have been in underground caves in England in satanic orgies. I've been in the most elite Hollywood parties there are. Hollywood, it's Hollywood.
Celebrities are hot because they all drink baby blood. Oh, Trump is saving us from satanic pedo scum. What do you think?
not sure. Oh, there's so much going on. There's so much going on with this.
Exactly what scientists believe.
Cartoons and movies. All right. Um,
Like in an old spy movie. Like in an old spy movie. All predictive program. Spy movie. program. In card. What scientists believe it'll look like. And then when you watch. You're watching that movie, you're like, oh, that historically happened. When you're watching that movie, you're like, oh, that historically happened. That happened. And then Jack Bauer does.
Bauer. 24. In the movie Ten Commandments, just like the movie Her, just like
Why there's no more babies. The sperm's all sterile. Predictive programming. World War Z. Is this part of predictive programming?
Kind of like Gladiator, where they stab.
All right, it's getting pretty crazy on my computer now, so I'm gonna stop the stream. Thanks for tuning in. It was a short one today, but we'll see you next time.